success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
1221 N Street, Lincoln. CordellCordell.com.
Yeah, boy! You're getting hungry. Very, very hungry. Now look into my clock. And when your boy Flavor Flav counts from 3, you're going to go to Cane's and you're going to order hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and secret cane sauce. 3, 2, 1.
Order for Flavor Flav.
I guess it worked. Raising Cane's. One love.
National Electrical Safety Month is held every May to raise awareness about the importance of staying safe around electricity. Visit les.com/safety for safety tips on power lines, tree trimming, storms, and so much more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Upgrade your fleet with a pre-owned 8R tractor from Landmark Implement. We offer a wide selection of used John Deere 8Rs, ready to bring power and precision to your operation. For a limited time, take advantage of 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2% for 24 months. We'll help you find the right fit for all your acres, all backed by Landmark's trusted parts and service department. Visit landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Youth Football 101. My name is Jim Sandman, president of Lincoln Youth Football and the athletic director of Allo Youth Football. What we're going to be talking about today. Got a couple things that we want to cover before we get started because I have a bunch of guests we want to get to, guys that have meant a lot to me through my football journey. First things first, you can always text us on the Sartor Heyman text line, which is 402-464-5685. See, Jackson, I told you. You got it. That's right. I'd like to thank Jackson, our guy behind the board. He's been dealing with us on Saturday mornings, and he does a great job, keeps us on track. So thank you, Jackson.
Of course.
We're also sponsored by Edward Stone. We'd like to thank Ed Ring, owner of Edward Stone. Ed's been a part of the league for quite a while, and he's always been a big support. LYF, Lincoln Youth Football, is powered by the Carricker Chronicle. So Adam Carricker, with the support he gives us, bouncing ideas off back and forth. He's got a camp coming up July 9th, which Coach Jay will be a part of here in a little bit. We'll talk about that. But registration's still open. You can go to the Adam Carricker page and get signed up for that. A lot of former Husker coaches, former Husker players, Husker Legends Camp. We're kind of dubbing it. It's going to be a good time. We are also, now bear with me because it's the first time I've ever done this, right? We have a new sponsor. Our new sponsor is Westgate Bank. So this segment is sponsored by Westgate Bank. Westgate Bank has locations in Lincoln and Omaha, and they understand that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Use their free mobile mortgage app to manage your transactions from pre-qualification to closing, wherever you are. Visit Westgate Bank online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, member FDIC. Wow, I've always wanted to do that. I was going to do the FDIC like they do on the other shows. But hey, last week we started off talking about our different sponsors that we have in Lincoln Youth Football. We started with Justin White with Elks last week. Justin's been around forever, been a big part of a lot of our journeys. So thank you to him for that. I'm trying to convince him to host the show next week, which should be really interesting. I've been off for a couple of weeks because of graduations. My oldest graduated with a doctorate 2 or 3 weeks ago. I know that's hard to believe, guys. And then my son Tate, Cooper's buddy here, graduated from Southeast High School last week. So congratulations to both you guys. We're super proud of you. Now, so we're going to go into Aloe, right? I am joined by 2 coaches and a alum, right? And also one of our refs down at the park, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But I want to introduce these guys, and we'll start chopping up a little bit. So to my left, a guy that I have known for 30 plus years,
about 30 years,
whether it be through high school or just playing together. Rashawn Thomas. Rashawn and I met at Southeast High School back in 1994. So I'm a year older than him. We won't age ourselves too much more than that, but we were part of a dynasty back then.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. But years ago when Tate started playing, I got into coaching for Leon's. I'd coached other sports with my girls forever, but it was always wanted to be a football coach, right? And Rashawn and I had coached together after we finished at Southeast for a real brief moment before we went our separate ways. But Leon's decided to take a step back. So 7 years ago,
about 7 years
ago,
yep.
Aloe stepped in and decided to be our sponsor. And at that time, there was a change going over. So I had just become the athletic director, and the assistant athletic director decided to step away, and Rashawn was the first guy that I called. He's always been there for me. He's always bounced off, let me bounce ideas off of him. We've gone back and forth. Cooper's been coached by both of us. But so Rashawn Thomas is to my right. To my left is an Aloe alum and current Iowa Western football player, Cooper Johnson. And then further left, stage left, is Javen McQuitty, former Husker, joined us as a coach a couple years ago, and we're blessed to have all of them here with us. So guys, welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So let's start. Who wants to start? Let's start with Cooper. I like putting you on the spot, right? I met Cooper when he was a C player, because you're a year older than Tate, right? Yep. So Coach Cooper through C, through B at All-Star. And he's kind of I always like to tell Cooper that, or tell people that Cooper's what I want all of my linemen to be like, right? Right. The kid just does what you tell him to do. So Cooper, talk for just a little bit, real quick before we get to these guys, about your journey through football.
So I started playing back. I played Y League flag football. So that was the first thing I ever did when I got on the field. I did that for a year, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to tackle people. I want to hit people, because my parents were mad at me because I kept trying to hit people during flag football. So needed to put some pads on and get rolling on that. And then ended up being too big to play a rookie league. So I ended up being on a D team for 2 years. I think D might have been where I met you, maybe C. I'm not quite sure.
It's a long time ago.
It's all a blur now. It's been a long time. But Played on C, played on D, skipped B, played 2 years at A, ended up being an all-star where Jim coached me. I had an amazing time, honestly. Allo football is kind of like just like a step in the door. You kind of learn everything you need to. You meet a lot of good people. I still talk to a lot of my coaches that I've met. I'm always friends with the guys that I've met. I haven't been out of contact with Jim for maybe more than a month. Been always breathing down my neck, always causing problems, but he's a great guy to be around.
Causing problems or holding you accountable?
Maybe a little bit of both. But yeah, he's a great guy. Allo I started on Leon's before the switchover, and honestly had a great time there. And then Allo came around. I was there. I went and took pictures at Allo when they got their jerseys. Had a great time doing that. It was a lot of fun, pretty awesome. I have those pictures, and I don't even recognize the kid I was back then. But it's been a lot of fun.
That's great. Then you went to Southeast.
Yeah,
played at Southeast.
Varsity player for 3 years. Varsity starter 3 years. Ended up making the Shrine Bowl after my senior year. Had an amazing time. Ended up being a captain my senior year for Southeast, being a captain for the Shrine Bowl. Just amazing opportunities I had at Southeast. A lot of fun there. Coach Katula, a great, awesome guy. I love him to death. He will always be in my memories. Always made us the better team and always put in a lot of hard work when we needed him to. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Which one of you two want to go first? What do we want to do?
Doesn't matter to me.
Jay's pointing at you. All right,
at me. I'm the oldie, so I got a long list of things to talk about. You want the long version or the short stuff first? What do you want?
Well, let's chop up football. So we got to talk about what we've done.
Okay.
Let's talk about just your coaching experience so far.
Okay. Just a little bit about me. I'm from Lincoln, so obviously I've seen so many changes throughout the town of football. And just going back and forth, me and the conversations that me and Jim would have back in the day at our Southeast games and things like that, we would talk about how football has changed and how we would like to see football go in this direction. So we would be at football games talking about football while it's going on. And those are some of the things too that, I always see, me being a part of in the community or trying to give back, as me as a kid, back in the days before, thinking about my days of some of these sponsors are gone, Runs as the Midgets, Moose Lodge and things like that I played for back in the day. So, I always thought, I still want to be a part of that, and I got kids growing up too. So I want to be a part of their lives and help them, so that's just something I always like seeing as a coach. Also, I like seeing the progress as a kid, you know what I'm saying? They come in, being timid, nervous, not knowing anything about football sometimes too, because parents will bring them in like, hey, I really want my kid to get into some of this, not just for, being good at football. It's the team thing. We would talk about being a part of a family. We would always bring that up. We bring that up at whether it's camps, our camps, somebody else's camps, we would always push that. Just jumping forward to being a part of Allo, I think we wanted to do that right away. That was something me and you had talked about. And was proud of being a part of that. And as Cooper talked about, that taking the pictures that day, I'll never forget that day either. I'm sitting here now and watching everybody show up for that. And it was a huge turn for the community to see something new, fresh, and be gung-ho about just going for, football itself in town. I've seen so many things, man. I got a list of things in my head right now I'm going to bring up.
Well, your daughter Nina played for you, right?
Yeah. I was going to go there. That's why I was just going to go there with as far as our female athletes. That was something we've seen right away. Also, we've never seen so many female athletes come out during that first part of the season that year. For some reason, those first 2 years when we came and switched over to Allo was a huge amount of young athletes that were females that were coming out to play with with boys. So that was huge to see. So my daughter wanted to step in. There's a couple other girls that were from the surrounding area that came in, and I think they were all on my team. So, which was huge. So I think I had three 3 female athletes on the team. So, which I was excited about. And then I started getting calls too from other places and other teams. And I don't know if I ever told you this, but I had some athletes that were pro athletes, female athletes playing on other teams that reached out to me and wanted to see some of the girls also. So that was a huge thing too in the step of I think in Lincoln Youth football also. So, you know, that for me itself is everybody wants to be all in. And when I say all in, that's a part of our whole slogan, right? It's our whole tagline. So yeah, as a coach, I love it. That's something that's I feel like it's came natural to me. I've learned a lot. I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything, but I've learned so many new things as being a coach, how to be approachable as a coach to a kid, you know, things like that when the kid is quiet. It's so many different things that we have to learn also to communicate to the kids right now because things have changed, you know, so you want to be, you know, that approachable coach. Something's wrong going on with the kid. You know, it's not just football all the time either. So I want to know what's going on with you outside of football also, grades, things like that. So we bring up, which we are strong about, make sure the kids are doing their homework, doing their grades. And then if parents have any issues, come see us.
Yeah, that Hill at Southeast is always a great motivator when we tell parents with our beginning of the year meeting that if your kid's acting up in school, we're going to know. And all the kids understand that because they see us in the community all the time. Let's transition a little bit here. Okay. So we've talked about how you and I have been around forever. Right. And you were talking about the things that you've learned as a coach. That's where I want to bring in Coach Jay, right? Javen McQuitty is a rare animal in coaching at Lincoln Youth. And the reason that, no pressure. And the reason that we have a lot of dads that help, right? We appreciate that. We really do. But then we're starting to see now more and more these coaches that don't have kids yet, but want to stay involved. So Coach McQuitty, let's talk about what brought you not only to football, but what brought you to Aloe.
Yeah. Well, I will say I have 2 beautiful kids, but they can't play yet.
So not yet.
I'm just waiting. But no, what brought me actually, I had my brother-in-law call me. He wanted some drills for I think it was DB receiver, and he just wasn't quite sure on what he wanted to do. And I'm on FaceTime trying to show him how to do the things. And he's like, just come out here. So I came out there to try and show him. And then after that, it just brought me back because I just got done playing. I was about 1.5 years off of done playing. And it just kind of made me want to stay around and be around. And then being with the kids, seeing them develop, seeing them going through their daily struggles, helping them with, off the field things, just kind of getting them together in a whole. So that's what kind of just kept me around. And then meeting Sandman and just having something to look forward to every day. Because once you stop playing, you just kind of don't know what you want to do. You're in a weird, I'm just working and, just going home. So I needed an outlet for myself. So the kids are honestly helping me. I'm helping them, but they're helping me as well. So that's what's kind of keeping me around at Aloe for sure.
That's great. That's great. And if we're being honest, Jay, coaches like you and the energy you bring, it reinvigorates coaches like us.
Oh yeah.
Right. That grind can get to be a bit because a lot of people may not understand that everything you see with not only Aloe, but Lincoln Youth football, all of us are volunteers, right? Rashawn did his time for a long time where he'd be on the board with me, right? Then we'd be, and that goes year round. Then we bring out, we get both you guys to start coaching, right? And then, we're going to do 7v7. So let's throw that on. And by the way, we're going to throw girls flag football in. And then, but see, that's always great because then we can bring Cooper back in, right? We have a lot of alums on our 7v7 and even our girls 5v5. They're former players. They learn the rules for different games, right? Because if you look at Cooper, you're not really a 7v7 player, huh?
No, not at all.
No. However, he's one of the better officials we have. One, because a lot of the dads, when they get a little frustrated coaching, they don't talk back to somebody the size of Cooper Johnson.
They kind of sit back and listen to what I have to say, and then they're kind of done throwing their fit. So,
and that's great. But so let's go through and talk. What is? Let's go favorite part, right?
Okay.
What's Cooper? Let's start with you. What was your favorite part? Whether it be now, looking in. Right, seeing the other kids because you come and help at camp every once in a while when you're available, right? Or either the part of reffing, the part of being a player. What was your favorite part of it right now?
That's tough. I have a lot of very memorable moments playing and also looking back and like coaching. But I think, I want to say I have a lot of plays that I can remember off the top of my head playing on A field. So just stepping back onto A field after I had not been there for a long time, after all my years of Allo football were done, and then stepping back on that field and reliving all of those memories, I think that's probably the best feeling and best memory I have around Lincoln Youth Sports.
That's awesome. Coach Jay, what's your favorite part of coaching right now?
Just giving my kids that confidence boost and then seeing them come back the next day with that Superman chest open. You know, seeing them not scared to fail or not scared to mess up because they know that they're able to do it, just can't quite get it right now. So just seeing them every day come with more and more confidence for sure.
How about you?
I'd probably say they probably said two of the things I was going to bring up, but I also like the fact is that they're better athletes. You know, year in year, each year that we've had them, they're better athletes each year that we've had them. That's the thing I like the most, you know, as far as coaching. And then seeing you in public, how you doing, coach? You know, that respect thing when you see a player after all that time, like they'll introduce you to your whole family. Like, hey, this is my coach I've had, you know, since Little League, you know, he's been at my games, things like that. I always like to see that later on. They still remember what you did for them as, you know, as a youth or, you know, or I helped them. You know, I like that whole fact is to like, man, yeah, I can't believe we actually helped this young man get to where he's at. I love that fact. You know? But
yeah, we're still at the Southeast games all the time, right?
Yep.
A lot of our kids play at Southeast like Cooper did. We've talked on this show before about how this season we're now aligning with the high school attendance areas, right? So now Allo we've been at Southeast forever, right?
Yep.
But with the excuse me, with the rules, we'll call them rules.
Okay.
With the rules put in place by Lincoln Public Schools and the open districts and policies in coaches recruiting and things like that, not wanting to make it appear that way, that we didn't have the contact with the high school coaches that we did back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Back in the day when you played for Moose, you had those coaches around all the time. Back in the day when we were with Leon's at Southeast, we had those coaches come down. We were running those playbooks. We don't do that now. However, with the new ones, Allo is now in the Southeast attendance area. So we were able to sit down with Coach Gatula and some of his coaches and just talk about verbiage, right? We want to make the kids better. We've said for years, it was one of the first things we said, and Cooper knows it. And Jay and I have talked about it too. What you do at Allo as far as winning championships, as far as that, doesn't matter to us, right? The goal of Allo Youth Football is for any player to be able to walk up to any coach, high school coach in the city and say, I played for Allo, and for those coaches to know that you will be proficient, whether you're the stud or not. You still have the movements, you still have the fundamentals, and that's the most important part, right? So really quick, we got a couple more minutes before break, right, Jackson?
Yeah, we got like 2 minutes here.
Cool. So real quick, 2 minutes before our first break. With these changes, what's the most exciting part for you guys as coaches about this season coming up? Go ahead, Jay.
I can just put my kids in position to be ready to go, not get to high school and everything be brand new. Like they already know the concepts, they know the formations. They can just go and play and be confident for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in there and say the same thing. You know, hey, they're prepared. The confidence when the kid walks in the room or in the, you know, coming to the board, you know, and saying, hey, we're scheming right now, and then actually giving input and saying, hey, boom, I know this, and this, A, B, and C, and D, and they're gonna go, whoa, that kid knows way more than I thought he's gonna know before he came in, you know, into planning or whatever, or chalk talk that morning. So I like that fact of it. Yep.
Great. Yeah. Great. All right. We're going to go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes and we'll keep going.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatchback nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
I tried to hide my cigarette smoking. Then I was rushed into emergency surgery to repair the damage smoking did to my heart. It shocked everyone because they thought I was healthy. Yet because I smoked, I had a severe heart condition that nearly killed me. My tip is, you may be able to hide your smoking from the world, but you can't hide from the damage smoking does to your body.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
The goal for those coming on the road, let's go get that first one. And then here's what'll happen. There'll be you'll kind of be lackadaisical. Instead of keeping that energy, why not two? Instead of keeping that energy, you'll probably see just a little bit more ease of play, because in the psyche, we did what we came to do.
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go. Welcome back. Welcome back. We just had a really, really interesting conversation about college football. Okay, let's talk about Allo for a little bit more, and then we have a lot more stuff that we want to move on to. So let's go through quick. Cooper, I just put you on the spot and told you that I want you to talk about what you're excited for the season coming up. You're at Iowa Western now, right? In JUCO. Have some offers coming in. You talk about it if you want. You don't have to. We're hoping you're going to get more. We know you're going to get more. But talk about what you're most excited about in the season coming up.
So last year I was a backup player at left tackle. I got a lot of playing time. I got a bunch of looks, got a lot of film, did exactly what I needed to for my first season playing college football. So now coming in this spring, I was more of a leader. I kind of got to run the show a little bit more on the offensive line since all the guys had already left. And then, so I got a lot of looks there. And then I ended up getting my first offer last Thursday. Awesome experience. Pretty happy about it. And so going into fall, I'm going to really have to screw my head on tight for this season and just lock in and get everything that I need to done, just because I know I'm a lot better than what I was, the offers that I had out of high school. And I'm a lot better, and I know I can prove myself in the ways that coaches need me to. So I'm just excited to get a lot of starting playing time, hopefully be that leader and being that captain like I was in high school. It's just an awesome experience having people look up to you, and you kind of are in the spotlight a little bit more, which is kind of something that I like to be. It kind of puts a little bit more pressure on you. And
likes being in the spotlight.
Yeah. It puts you a little bit more pressure on you and makes you want to do better since everybody's watching you. But it's pretty awesome experience, and I'm excited for it.
Before we move forward, Jackson, you want to do me a favor? I know there's a text coming in. Read those last two texts for me, please.
Buffett said from the text line says, "Can we please bring the Wedge and the Wedge Busters back to LYF? We need to separate the pretenders from the weenies."
Never.
Wedge Busters.
They came back with Wedge Busters.
Oh my goodness.
We hear you. We hear you. However,
I want it every year.
However, the reason why Rashawn and I are laughing so long, you heard Jay say never, right? We have a coach at Allo, Coach Terry Jones, that has been coaching with us forever. Terry, if he had the chance, would run a 9-1-1 defense every game.
Every game.
But it goes to show how we as coaches learn more every time, right? How we're learning more every year. When I said that it's super excited to have Coach Jay around, when Rashawn and I started doing this, we still had coaches that were the transactional coaches, right? Yeah. I don't pay attention to you unless you're doing something for me. And if you do it wrong, I'm crawling up your butt, right? Yep. We always talk now even in our staff meetings about how we need to be more transitional coaches instead of transactional, right? When I started coaching Cooper, I would climb up his back every single day.
Oh, yeah.
Our relationship started by Cooper thinking it was funny to run through my practice. Right. I'd be doing warm-ups. They'd run their lap. He'd run through, right? And I would jump on him every single time. Now, Cooper and I can actually go back and joke about it because I tell the story constantly. Don't worry, we're not going to talk about it. However, Cooper also knows as a coach that I'm here for him no matter what, right? 100%. All the way through high school. That's what we're striving for. These kids need to know that we love them no matter how good of a player, because we know they're good people, right?
That's right.
And we will make them better people because that's our goal. Okay, Jay, let's go to you. What are you most excited about for the upcoming season?
Honestly, it's my first time being a head coach, so I'm just excited to be able to learn what all that's like, and then also just learning how to game plan. Number one,
Yep.
I know how to watch tape a little bit, but in a coach's like a way where I have to watch linebackers, I have to watch O-line, I have to watch D-line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really had to do that. I've only had to look at coverages and look at what this DB might do or it's like that. So just seeing the game as a whole and just being a head coach this year. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Sean?
For me, excited upcoming season, I'm just going to add to the list of seeing the new head coaches and things like that and the younger generation step in, because eventually, us old schoolers, we're going to have to start letting them do their thing. I'm going to go talk about one of our coaches again, Coach Terry Jones, is a lot of, the passing and the run game. And a lot of times I got to stop because I like to run the ball probably 75% of the time. And you got pass plays, right? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't need them right now, so those things. But I'm excited to see just us as a club get stronger. That's my biggest goal is like, hey, we need to get stronger every year and reach out more to the community so we get those brothers and sisters to keep coming our way also right behind them when these kids move on to their high school level. So I'm excited for that.
That's awesome. Okay. So we're going to shift gears here a little bit, right? We've talked about Allo enough. Everybody knows us, knows what we're about, right?
All right.
Let's talk about some of the other stuff in Lincoln Youth football and in football in general. Okay. You guys are noticing that Tank isn't here today.
Mm-hmm.
Tank is up in Papillion at the Lighted Up tournament that Nebraska 7v7 Tank's tournament company is hosting with the Spirit Football Elite. So Tank, we miss you. We're glad you're up there running that tournament. Brings up a good point with 7v7 in general, right? I want to come back to 7v7, but I want to talk about what we did last Tuesday, right? Last Tuesday, LYF hosted the first girls flag football tournament or league games in Lincoln for sure. We don't know if it's in the state. I don't want to make that claim if it isn't. However, we had a great time.
Oh yeah.
Both Rashawn and Jay coached girls teams. Let's talk briefly about what that experience was. Rashawn, go ahead, go first. Who did you coach and how was the experience?
Okay, I had Lincoln High, North Star, and one Southwest individual on the team. And a lot of the girls haven't played yet. They never, even touched a football, which I was like, okay. And I even asked them, so what are some of your favorite sports? They didn't even have one. And my goal right away, my brain just went, oh, we're going to change that. All right. We only had one practice and then we came straight to the games. And I found out I got some athletes. I got some hearts in there. I'm starting to call them hearts. I ain't trying to call them dogs. What I mean? Some people are like, you call them dogs, but so I start calling them hearts. You know what I mean? So they got heart on the team, and they're all in now. They want to play more. I had one young lady, she has asthma and couldn't even run around the field for a warm up, and now she's ready to go. She's just like, I can do this. I like this, and that gave me that boost to go, man, I haven't felt like this for a little bit too. So it got me more excited, and I'm drawing up more plays for them. I'm finding out where my, one athlete is comfortable with catching the ball, certain here, and it's exciting for me, And then when we get to the games, the atmosphere was just exciting. You can tell before you walk in the gate, like, oh, it's about to be fun,
right?
And and these girls are getting that face ready to go, that game face ready to go, And I was like, all of a sudden, one girl goes, "Can't we bring out the black stuff for the eyes?" And I went, "Oh, it's gonna be a fun little season for the summer." So I'm excited. So when that stuff starts coming into play, you start seeing tape come out, it's gonna be good,
right?
So I'm excited about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Rashawn coached in the high school league.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, you coached in the middle school league. How'd that go for you?
Lincoln OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's been great. We have on my team lots of athletes. We have like volleyball players and basketball players, but now I want them to be football players. So that's been me trying to get them to remember, like, hey, you play football as well. You know what I mean? So it's the way I've been like approaching coaching them is just like, teaching the football movements, I've just been translating from basketball, like when you're on a route, a crossover, like fake outs. Volleyball, like when you're going to go spike the ball, instead of spiking it, now jump up and catch it. You know what I mean? So things like that. And then also I want to say that what I've liked to see the most is that the dads and the daughters now have an extra bonding layer.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Like I've had lots of dads at my practice, and like they're just overjoyed with how much help we have and how much that we actually care now that they can talk about football, because now they actually understand the rules and certain things. So that's what I've loved the most.
I mean, that's funny because my daughter's on my team, so which is love it, I love it, and she's kind of that quiet leader, but she's got to slow up because she played tackle for a couple seasons, so she's out a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, so girls LYF girls 5v5 flag is played Tuesday nights down at the Lincoln Youth Football Sports Complex on 225 South Street. We play games from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So come on out and watch and see what we're doing. So it's the start of something great. Now we're going to shift to 7v7, right? For those of you that don't know, it's been 4 years now that we've been playing 7v7. And 7v7 has blown up in Lincoln since Tank came and since the Red Wolves came and since Nebraska 7v7's come. Now we have his Paramount Football Academy on top of that. If you guys have middle school athletes that maybe you can't do the training on the south side of town, thank God that Tank now has Paramount.
Yeah.
Because it's not costly to do it. Tank is the kind of guy with the heart of gold that will work with you no matter what to get extra work in. So reach out to Tank if you guys have athletes that need training. I mean, I trained linemen there this year. It's just a good time, and what they're trying to do is amazing. Okay. But anyways, so we started the 7v7 league through the board. You were part of that discussion.
Yep.
You know, we brought the game of 7v7 to Lincoln, and then it's just gotten bigger and bigger, you know, since Tank and the Red Wolves have come in. You know, Tank's company being around, having the tournaments, getting kids in. And Cooper, you've been part of the Mother's Day tournament for a couple years here in Lincoln as an official. But I want you guys' opinion now on, because you've coached a 7v7 team for the last 4 years, right, Rashawn? Yeah. I want your opinion on what 7v7 does for the game of football, because for those of you that don't know, as a lineman, right, as a line coach, Tank and I had this discussion all the time. It's great that our line kids can come in and get some reps in the summer. But as Tank and I have agreed before, and we discussed multiple times, 7v7 is not a sport, in my opinion.
I agree.
It is extra reps. It is extra training, and it is a great tool, right?
Absolutely.
But it also gives kids opportunities to do what they usually don't do during the summer.
Right on. Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest pushes I had, and Cooper and I have discussed this, because it also makes some of our big boys, like Cooper's size, think they're receivers.
That's where you find your tight ends, man.
See, so he hops into tight ends. That's what not every lineman is a tight end, Sean.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. 7v7 is a great opportunity to play. And whether it be through the Red Wolves, whether it be through Nebraska 7v7, whether it be through all of the teams in Omaha, you know, we appreciate all the work you guys are doing. But I want everybody else's opinions when it comes to 7v7 in general. We'll start with you, Jay. What do you think?
Well, I don't think it's bad. I just think a lot of my kids should just have a goal when you're going into it. Like I had one of my kids call me, yeah, they had this school out there, this school out there. I said, you're not going to get nothing off of 7-on. Like they might come see you at 7-on, but they want to go see you play in high school, like an actual padded game. You're not going to gain nothing from 7-on because it's not real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you have all day to run a route, throw. You have all day. So I just think that 7-on's good if you have a goal and like you want to work on some, but also though in high school, 7-on's fine, but run track. If I'm being honest. Get faster. Get faster. Work on your speed.
This is the part we're supposed to be promoting 7-on-7.
But I love 7-on. But I love 7-on. I just think you have to find like in high school, find a healthy balance of it, but also other things you can do to work on yourself as well. Don't just put all your stuff into football when there's other things that also can build you up as well. Exactly.
Well, we have, one of the best things that we're always pushing with LYF is we want multi-sport athletes, right?
Yep.
And 7v7 is that opportunity because we can all admit whatever your opinion is on 7v7, you can tell the kids that are out there that have played because they're more polished, right? Cooper is a ref, right? Talk about what you see as a lineman, but being there on the field with these kids.
I hear a lot of kids being like, it's just an outlet for them to have fun over the summer. And I love that for them. As an offensive lineman, before 7-on-7 was around in Lincoln, summers were just try and go outside and have fun and play as much as you can. And now you have a sanctioned sport, you have practices, you have games, you have all this stuff that you can go do and improve your game. And I see a lot of kids over the 4 years that I've been a ref, I see a lot of kids getting better and better and better and better. And then also translate into high school games. I've seen kids, we have a ref right now, actually, goes to Standing Bear.
Paul Hart?
Yep. Paul Hart. He was a 7-on-7 kid, was super big, always was kind of a face of the game. Always looked for him. As a ref, kid's kind of boring sometimes. You always look for the star players and you watch those guys. But he had that translate into high school, and he did great in high school at Standing Bear his first year, and I can't wait to see what he does later on. But it's really cool to see that kids are having something to do, and it's also helping them in whatever sport they're choosing.
Cool. Sean?
Just for me, from the coaching aspect and seeing that during the summer, I think it keeps you from sitting on your butt. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is something, you know what? Hey, I want to run routes and things like that. I still like the fact is, all right, you're gonna come out here and have fun, but you still can take, you know what? I still got my 5 yards and then making that sharp cut. Polish that stuff during those games. I would see that a lot too, because sometimes people don't take it as seriously when they come out to 7v7. But the ones that do actually come out there and actually take it serious, I'm like, man, this guy's running crisp routes, out here on 7v7. This is awesome. You got a QB that's looking, checking 1, 2, and 3 before he throws the ball. You know what I'm saying? Those things, those are those small things you're gonna, it's second nature. It's like it's there. You know what I'm saying? So when they get to high school and it's just like that coach doesn't have to say one word, nothing. It's just polished. I think it's a polished thing. I like it. We're not sitting around like for us, it was pickup games when we did that.
Right.
We didn't know we were doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what, to me, what 7v7 is, so I'm all glad for it. You know what I mean? That it's there, that we do have it. Keep coming out, don't just use it for one summer and then do something else. If you can add it to something on your list when the summer hits or whenever it starts, go out there, get out there. And plus you're going to see some kids you're going to be seeing all year long. Or maybe not. You may see a newbie and go, who's that kid? You know what? That might be that DB we talking about. You about to go against, you know what? And he might have that step on you, but you're like, man, I got to work on this because this kid's about to see me game 3 during the season.
Right.
So I like the fact that the competition's there and you go, nah, he ain't get me.
That's great.
So,
That's great.
yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go to our final break, and then we're going to come back and close the show out. Again, this is Football 101.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
1221 N Street, Lincoln. CordellCordell.com.
Yeah, boy! You're getting hungry. Very, very hungry. Now look into my clock. And when your boy Flavor Flav counts from 3, you're going to go to Cane's and you're going to order hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and secret Cane's sauce. 3, 2, 1.
Order for Flavor Flav.
I guess it worked. Raising Cane's. One love.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all of your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. We live in the land of the free thanks to the brave. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Allo Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
This is Ice-T, repping Raising Cane's Iced Tea, the official iced tea of iced tea. Brewed throughout the day and perfectly poured over Cane's signature crush ice makes Cane's Iced Tea the only iced tea as fresh as me. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. Got a couple more minutes to go, and there's a couple things we want to talk about. Now, last time we were talking about, just this last segment, we were talking a little bit about what Tank does in the area for Paramount, right? How if your folks can't afford for you to get in and get training, there's ways to work around that. But that brought up a good point. So with Lincoln Youth Football, back when Sean and I, back in the day, let's talk about what we had to do in order to play football for, at the time, midget football.
All right. Just growing up, everybody doesn't have, all the income that they need to play. We just had a little short stint talking about that real quick, but we had to, it was whether it was the popcorn or whether it was the candy, we had to go door to door and to help the league, that helped us and helped other players that couldn't afford to play, actually get on the field, and those kids that we know are out in the community, that never get that chance to even play. So that was something that we had, did for the league, and saying, hey, that was my way of saying, hey, I can do the work so I can play on the field. You know what I mean? So also in the community, I let everybody know too, and saying, hey, there's good kids out here that want to play. And when you meet people door to door and saying, whether it's your neighbor or whatever it is, how's your season going, things like that, and knowing the community is there behind you, you say, hey, I bought like 5 candy bars from you. And, you get that old man that would joke, did I get my 5 touchdowns that we talked about buying that candy bar? You know what I mean? So that was something I was always like willing to do, and saying, hey, yeah, if I want to play, you got to put some work in.
Sure. Sure. Well, now the reason why this came up is that we've discussed here in the last, it's been 8-9 years now, that we don't have our kids go door to door anymore, right? There's other avenues. There's community partners. We charge as little as we can at the gate now, but all of that money for gate fees goes to the LYF sponsor or scholarship program. We try to help as many as possible. There is scholarships. The link is on LincolnYouthFootballLeague.com to go in and fill out. So we just wanted to talk real quick that don't let financial situations, especially in these days and times, be a hindrance in getting signed up for football. Tackle football registration is now open, has been open since February. We start up already on July 31st. July 31st is the first practice. We're real excited to get started. There are 8 different clubs in town. We go through that every week. Make sure that if you have any questions, you reach out. There's contact information for all of the area clubs, for the league itself, all on the Lincoln Youth Football website. So thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the community that supports us. Come out on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Tuesday nights, watch the girls start playing in something that is big. It's going to blow up and only get bigger.
Get larger.
Come out and watch 7v7 and watch what we're talking about with those kids polishing their skills and getting better and better every week. Come out and throw things at Cooper when he's reffing on Wednesday nights.
You're wrong.
No, don't do that, because then my phone goes off and they ask me to remove people, which we don't like to do. But anyways, guys, real quickly in closing, I know we've already gone through and talked about what we're excited for this upcoming season. I'm going to go a little sideways.
Yeah.
I want both of you guys, because I do this a lot with Karen. Karen, shout out to you for everything you do and for letting me do this and help the community. But Rashawn, time for you to shout out Christina and all the help she gives us.
All right. I'm gonna shout out to the wifey, Christina. She's probably sitting and relaxing right now. She's probably like, oh, you did not say my name on this show. But to my family too. Also, we've been Lincoln Youth, family supporters since I can remember. You know what I mean? So thank you for letting me do this also for as long as I did, am doing. So we'll continue, hopefully, many years to come.
Sean pointed out a good point. I shouldn't use wives' names. Jay, I'm going to give you a chance to shout out your family. You can use names if you want.
That's okay. Shout out my beautiful wife, Callie. Thank you for taking care of the kids, the home, and letting me be gone all day from working to football and just support me through it also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Cooper, last chance. Who you want to shout out?
I'll do my dad. My dad and my grandpa. They were the ones who got me into football, started me young. Were the first coaches I had in football when I did that Y League, and they just were awesome.
And we need to shout out Matt anyways. Cooper's dad, Matt, is actually our grill master at the park.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about it all the time. We talk about how there's hundreds of hamburgers and hot dogs that go out the grill every Sunday. Matt's the one running it the whole time. So anyways, we are out of time. Thanks for joining us on Youth Football 101. We'll talk to you next time.
Go Allo.